There we go. The bats are happy. And if the bats are happy, the bugs are dying. And I like that, because I can't stand bugs. Can't stand them. I mean, I hope the bats kill them all. I don't think they will, though. Otherwise, they'd starve to death, right? How's it going, folks? Here's what we got. I got this little block. A little block of pine. I think I probably could have picked a better piece, because there's a run of sap through here, and it's probably going to be real hard there. It looks like this was the outcroppings of a branch, but that's the piece I picked. I'm going to start out here with this, and I'm going to take it in at the flex shaft and finish it. That's pretty good size. That's going to be a pretty good size little acorn. Hey, Dad, what's going on, buddy? Glad to see you. That's going to be a pretty good size little acorn. We're going to make that for the boss lady. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on it. And you guys hit the like button. Let's see who else we got popped in there real quick. Hey, Ray, what's going on? Heck yeah, glad to see you. Hey, Amy Jo, what's up? All right, I'm going to go ahead and start on this thing. Going to make a little acorn. And I had this thing running earlier, but it's been a little while, so I don't know. I'll probably check it. But it's just this little saw. And I keep saying, if you wondered what it was like, the little saw that was in the store, you know, you'd buy for your kids so they could be like Dad, you know, using a saw. But it actually ran. This is it. I mean, that's crazy. All right. So far, I got the little stem out. It's kind of cute. I don't know. I think maybe I should be a little closer. I don't know. I mean, it's so small that it's kind of hard to tell. You know what I mean? But there we go. I'll try to adjust it a little bit. I don't know if it's going to help any or not, but we'll see how it goes. But in the meantime, y'all hit the like button. What the heck? We only got 3 likes. What the heck is going on, folks? Let's go with them like buttons. Somebody's passing by and they're like, oh, that poor piece of wood What is that man doing to that poor little piece of wood? It's so sad. I can't believe he would treat it that way. Oh no. This thing, it's too bad the boss lady ain't in Apple still. She used to be. But that's all right. We're going to make this dude rock. Y'all hit the like button. We just keep right on going. Hey, Michael. Hey, Ray. What's going on? Hi, Joseph. Dad, and somebody else is in there. Hey, how's it going, Israel? How you doing? All right. We'll keep right on going. point of center on that because it's kind of off. I mean, it's not too bad, I guess, really. It's just I can't go any further down with that saw on that side, but I can over here, so I might as well. But anyway, let's see what we got. Hope you guys is doing pretty good. Hit the like button. Appreciate you being in there. Michael S, super fan. Ray, what's going on? Glad to see you guys. Dad. Heck yeah. We'll just keep running, going with this little guy. Try to smooth him out. I don't know if I got enough fuel or if I'm about to put fuel in this thing. I didn't even check. Run out of fuel, but heck, I'm glad I got that far. It's just gonna be kind of short little, you know, about half grown acorn, you know. I thought that'd be pretty cool to make. Especially if they were in the store and they seen one today and they're like, hey, can you make one of these for mom? And I'm like, yeah, I'll try. I never made an acorn before. What the heck? So, all right. We'll take this thing in the flex shaft and that's kind of, that's what we got so far. You know, this is going to look like a short, kind of more immature one. But we'll take it in there and start carving away. You see what I mean? That's where I was on that hole there. So I can only get in there so close. So, let me take the phone. Hope you guys are doing pretty good. Turn off some of these lights out here. Because I don't really, nobody comes back here. So I don't worry about like anybody jacking with anything. So I don't really have to close this curtain necessarily. But we will go on into the flex shaft here. Hey, Michael, I appreciate that. That's pretty awesome, buddy. Heck yeah. I got, let's see who we got here. We got, hey, Fishy Fingers, how you doing? Hey, June, what's going on? Glad to see you, David. It's a big nut. That's right. This is a big nut. How about that? All right, my man. Hey, Michael, thank you. Okay, guys, yeah, hit the like button if you would. We're going to go ahead and set this dude up and on this flex shaft. And And we'll get this turned around, reacclimated, and get some lights on in here and stuff. And I just realized I never plug any of this stuff in. And you'll have that when you're stupid. You know what I mean? It's just the way it is. We got, I got 17 of these batteries over here, and I got them charging. Now, I picked up an electric chainsaw today, or a battery-powered chainsaw today, and the guy was getting out of those chainsaws. He doesn't want to deal with them anymore, and he had all these batteries and stuff. He said, I'll give you at least a dozen batteries, and he was not kidding. He gave me a ton of batteries, 17 batteries and 4 chargers. So we're going to have a video coming up. Is that thing on? Yeah, let's see. Or is it even plugged in? I don't think it is. I need to get that one plugged in. I like that light. And that means that I need to move this light over further. I'm working on it. Probably should have been a little more prepared, shouldn't I have? But I have a good excuse. I'm done. In case you guys have never heard that excuse before. Okay. There's that. And then can I get this other one going? Let's find out now. Yeah, there we go. Okay. That gives us a good bit of light. And is it working?
What?
Is it working?
No. I
Huh.
figured out.
What?
Did she tell you what we figured out?
Yeah. So you already tried another bulb and it didn't work?
We tried another bulb on the other side and it didn't work on the other side.
It did?
Yes.
Oh.
We're getting voltage out of the connector, so that tells me that the connector itself was
Oh, that's weird. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to keep going working on this nut
that
now.
connector ain't really connecting right.
Something sounds like the ground in the...
I can't hear you with that thing on. What?
Yeah, it sounds like the ground in the connector now.
Yeah.
Or it's not strong enough. Because you got 2 points of voltage there. Yeah, I'd say. All right. So here we go with the nut. We're going to start working on this dude. Get this fan running. Get more out of it. See what we can get. He was saying something, but I couldn't hear him. Oh, well. All right. This thing plugged in? Man, I was really jacking around today. Okay. Let's see. All right, so that's going to take a while. I mean, I'm not going to beat around the bush about that. Where in the heck they put my RC mask? I know I brought it in here. Well, oh, here it is. I found it. Okay. All right, I'm ready. Get this thing on and zoom it in some. About there. We'll start working on this thing. Not very appealing looking there, is it? Yeah, I agree. I'm going to work on the roundness first on the bottom, and that's it. The shell could be a little screwy, but this needs to be worked down quite a bit. And so we might as well get to it. shooting this in the picture most of the time? Yeah, okay, yeah. Keep getting it. I'll cut off there, but I guess not really, not too bad. All right, yeah, hit the light, yeah, hit it. Cap was like really square, and she wants one that sits like that on the deck. So I'm gonna try to funnel it down. I'm not totally at a point. I still want it to sit, but that's it. Let's see what we got. bottom side to rest for a little bit. We start putting the lines inside of this with a different bit. I think I want to go with this coarse version. I think. We'll try this out first. We'll see how it goes. We'll find out one at a time. Figure this out. Okay. Come on, come on. Now tomorrow, my plan for tomorrow is I'm gonna chainsaw carve something from 6 to 8 because the land is having at 8 o'clock he's having a carve off with multiple people being involved in that carve off, and of course we don't want to get in the way of that. So I'm thinking about doing some chainsaw carving from 6 to 8 tomorrow. Hey EW, the electric whittler, there is only one. What's going on, buddy? right there. And the only thing you can really do is just keep going and go around it. I mean, there's really nothing I can do about it, but just keep carving it, really. But that's it. I mean, it's looking kind of cool. And I think I'm going to go back through and like try to work some of this stuff, like work the tops out so it looks a little better layered than just the lines, kind of like what I'm getting right now. But we'll see, one step at a time. top looks pretty good. It's pretty natural looking, you know, not too bad, not too good, kind of, sort of. And it's going to be a nice sitting piece, like sitting on a counter type deal. By the time we burn that shell and clean this down. So I'm going to smooth this out a little bit more. Hey, Tim, what's going on? Glad to see you. Man, I feel like this thing's pinching my nose. I got the mask on too tight. Makes me sound like, oh, makes me sound funny. Makes me sound like that. Well, we got to get this lower part of it smooth. So we're going to do that. I'm going to work on that now. Sanding pad somewhere around here. Well, I have one. I don't know where it's at. Yeah, clean that thing up some. And I mean, that's perfect set piece like that. I think I'm gonna take this out there and burn it with the torch once I got it smooth enough. Maybe we should burn it in the dark. I don't know. All right, let's see. Kind of fun little wacky project. It'll make the wife happy. Heck, no longer we've been on here, only 40-some minutes. I might turn the lights out there and start chainsaw carving something. I don't know. by the time we burn the cap, that's gonna look pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. So, let me take that off and that off. I'm gonna put this in my pocket though, because I think we might use this. What I'm thinking is, I'm done too early. So, I think I'm gonna get out the saw and we're gonna do something different. Hey Shoops, what's going on? Glad to see you in there. Heck yeah, all right. Hey LJ, what you know, buddy? Let's see, how's he not a moderator? Let me fix that. There we go. Okay, LJ, you're a moderator now. All right, let's see what we got. Okay, let's take us out there. I'll turn the lights back on out there, and we'll burn it. What the heck is this? Sending me. There we go. I was just checking out a text I just got. Man, these guys just absolutely destroyed a wheel and everything on this Bobcat skid steer. Anyhow, turn this off. We'll go back out here in the dark and scary place, and burn this thing. But it's just so early, I'm thinking that, man, I might just pull the saw out and do some stuff. You know, what time? 9:23? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know to tell neighbors. They're kind of far away. So, you know, if they can hear the saw running, close the windows. You know what I mean? That's all I could tell them. Yeah, let's see. Let's turn some lights on. Bringing down illumination. Okay, so there's that. And let me set this nut back up here. We'll burn that dude. Rip some of this off without getting splinters. That's the hard part. Yeah. All kinds of stuff sticking out your fingers, you know. But this didn't take no time to make that, you know. I mean, it's a little tabletop setting piece, and I'm telling you, she will be happy with it. The one she showed me a picture of, she's seen in, I was like TJ Maxx or somewhere they were today. I don't know. And it wasn't nowhere near, it was real square compared to this one. And I've never made one before, so that's it. I'm happy. And that's all that matters, right? All right. I'm happy. What do you guys think? Is that a little acorn? Not too bad, not too good. Somewhere in the middle. I can tell you the boss lady would be happy with that. Okay, I'll set that thing right there. And so, I'm thinking, since it's so early, what could I do next? And I have some ideas. I think one of those ideas is, I've been punching out some owls. You can see I got some stuff here in the background that the last 2 days I've been making. We'll set this guy off the side. This cute little guy. Not too bad, not too good. It'd be a nice little sitting piece, and that's what she wanted. Something like that. So there's that. And ironically, it's like it has two little eyes, you know? Like a little beacorn, give it a little nose, you know? Let's see what we got here. Somebody just gave us something there. Heck yeah. But heck yeah. Let's see, Muddy in there. How you going? How you doing, Muddy Dog? What's going on? Okay, I got this, where's that flat piece at? Here it is. I got this big flat piece, and I'm thinking I'm gonna cut another owl out of it. I made two, and I like to have, when we do these shows and stuff, I like to have owls. Owl cell. And we got the big one coming up in, the third week of September, and I made two yesterday like this. They're little flat piece owls, and they're easy to make, and they're easy to sell. and they're a good price point. Whoa, man, I flew that thing right out of my hand, didn't I? All right, you'll have that. Anyway, I think I'm gonna take this piece, turn this piece around, and we'll make a burned owl. I actually got another piece here. I kind of have to get up against it, but I'm gonna cut this out, and we'll take this piece here and make an owl out of it after I cut this piece off. So let me find a saw that has some fuel in it. Which one of you guys has some fuel? Do you have any? I don't know. It ain't like I can't put more in it, right? Way it goes, jobs this magnitude. Yeah, I don't know. I know. I'll just put some in. Yeah, some days you just feel like you have a stroke and you don't know it or something. I'm having one of them days. Everything's working okay except my mouth, believe it or not. A little on the slurred side. Ah, man, he's been drinking too much. No, not me, I promise you that. Maybe a little, not too much. Or not too much. Definitely not too much. Get this Neotech fired up though. It ought to have enough impact to get this job done. Make an owl out of something here. And I enjoy making these too because they just don't take that long. That's like that duck. I whipped that duck out today. And I was like, man, you know, you think about how far you came from last year making these goofy little ducks to this year making that same goofy little duck, and how it just don't take any time at all anymore. You know, it just seems like nothing. I don't know. Okay, man, that thing all over the handles. All right, we'll get going. Y'all hit the like button. We'll make some noise. mean, so far, you know, I'm just kind of using the, heck, I ain't even on there, am I? There we go. I didn't even have it hardly where you could see what's going on. Yeah, there we go. Okay, that's a little better. All right, we'll keep right on and going. Now, of course, that's got to go. It's a little too big, isn't it? I mean, we start feathering him, giving some feather detail through here. Oh, it's kind of cute thing. It just don't take that long to make them. I mean, it's fun to make. That's the heck of it. Catch that thing before it runs out. How about that? All right, it was getting close. Oh well, but yeah, these are fun. I mean, they're fun to make. It don't take long to whip one of these out. Just a good time. And I needed to have one more. Yeah, that's where I'm at with that. That'll be it for owls. With all the other stuff we got coming up. I got a block sitting here to make another bear in a barrel taking a bath. Yeah, either that or Highland cow. I ain't sure. It'll be one of the two. But that's one of the things I got on the agenda for tomorrow. But I don't know at what point in time. I'd like to start on another, I don't know, maybe a 4-foot bear. I need a lot of welcome bears of out of all that stuff. That's the way it goes, right? That's life. Well, I hope she gets by because that's life. that's it. I'm gonna put some lines across his cheek with a burr, and then I'll put the eyes in and burn that dude. That's pretty cute. Not too bad. Nothing fancy, but they're easy to sell. That's the thing about these, that make them fun. They're cute. They don't take that long. People want to buy them. The price point on them is very, very cheap, and we always seem to sell them. Like we sold 2 last weekend. Was it last? Yeah, last weekend. Maybe they'll do some eyeballs and burn it. Burn her at the stake! I don't know why I like to say that so much, but I think it's funny. Already got a good sized burr in there. Heck, I could go bigger with that one. Give him some big old giant eyes. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see how that one looks. It's not bad. But I could go bigger. I think I'll go with it. Just stick with what we got. We were trying to get it over an hour, and we accomplished that now by making this piece. We weren't even going to get that with that ACORN, so I'm glad I did that. And I'll just take that right in the house and give it to the boss lady. Here we go. Yeah, there we go. Just since I got that weird little hook right there, I can add another one right here just to be funny here. It'll work. Very good. That's his makeup artist. I'll tell you what, he gets his makeup. He got his makeup instructions from DeLand. Okay, all right. Yeah, there you go. That's the crazy looking stuff there now. Who cares, right? That's where I'm at with it. Alright, let's burn this thing real quick. Burn her! Yeah, these are that's just the best way with these. And I paint the eyes, that's it. I'll paint the eyes, yellow with black dot in them. That'll make some good video. Look at the spider. See the spider? Hot. I ain't got no love for him. I cut his rope. Maybe he'll survive. Yep, he'll survive. don't really care for is a little burnt here. And I might buff that off and try to redo it. I don't know, I might even just scrape it a little bit. That's not too bad. Hey, he's on fire. Didn't even know. Man, me and these explosions, you know. If you seen my shirt the other day, you'd know what I was talking about. Okay. You see what I mean? These spiders, spiders are evil. That spider tried to come down and get me while I was out here working hard. Ain't that messed up? I think it is. Yeah, one piece there. That. Okay, there we go. That's all. All right. Take that baby off. Try not to drop the drill this time, right? Okay. Anyway, check it for fires. Looks pretty good. Hello, everybody. I'm Mr. Hale. I'm coming to your house, and I'm gonna stay up, and I'm gonna whoo all night and keep you awake. Okay. Anyway, whatever. Loser, get up here. Okay. Maybe I'll put him over here. Make sure again he ain't on fire. I don't want to burn the place down. All right. Yeah, let's put him by the gas can. That's where it needs to be. It's empty. I put the last little bit of, although I'm sure it'll flame up, you know. It kind of is what it is. Anyway, that's what we got. Got a little bit here. This is last 2 days. A little bit of stuff. Making some little stuff other than, I had some candy corns. I had more candy corns the other day. I kind of like this guy. I made him a day. He's kind of a little tiny gnome, you know. Little cute guy. But that's where we're at. So my plan is for this weekend, tomorrow, planning about 6 o'clock, I'm gonna chainsaw carve something, and so probably something decent size, three footer or something like that anyway, or one of these bathtub bears because they sell pretty good. But I know DeLand is having his big carve off with all kinds of people on there, and I don't want to get in the way of that, so I'm gonna try to get done well before that so that everybody can get prepared for that. And I'm not planning on participating in DeLand's. I don't want to take up space. There's plenty of people that want to carve on there. So that's my plan. And then Sunday, I don't honestly know, other than I'm going to be doing something Sunday night and probably Monday night. Just the kind of the normal schedule we've been running is the plan that I got on. Let's see what we got here. Michael, heck yeah, buddy. Muddy Dog, yeah. Hi and bye, stay blessed. I got you. Heck yeah. Old Path, you schmuck. Heck yeah. Oh, Heidi, I never got the one out of there. Actually, no, they're both in there. They're still in the trailer. I haven't got that far. I'm sorry about that. I'll try to get them. I meant to get it unloaded yesterday, but both of them pieces, and the other one is that Appalachian Art there in Rockbridge, Ohio. But heck yeah. Let's see. Old Path, heck yeah, glad to see you in there. Super schmeck, you got it. Heck yeah. Okay, guys, so that's what I'm going to plan on. And I'll catch y'all tomorrow. And then on the lands, I'll be watching and heckling people and just having a good time. But I'm not going to participate in it, you know. Leave some room for other people, you know what I mean? But 6 to 8, that's what I'm planning on doing tomorrow. Okay, guys, y'all have a good night, and we will catch you. Come back when you can